Hi, I'm Chip House, Senior Fellow for Innovation at the Alliance for Peacebuilding, and I would like to invite you to join us on a challenging, rewarding, and at times enjoyable journey that we're calling Peacebuilding Starts at Home. Before I go any further, let me stress that we will be asking you to do stuff, but only stuff that you can easily integrate into your daily life. At the same time, that stuff can begin turning our country around because the impact of what you do can ripple out from the seemingly tiny steps you take until big change begins to unfold. And that can unfold sooner than you might think. Future videos and blog posts will go into the details of how that can be done. For now, it's enough to start with the 3 of the 4 words in our title we can skip by. Peacebuilding involves a lot more than what you probably have in mind if you have this symbol in your head. In fact, the United States can only be peaceful once its citizens begin addressing all of the so-called wicked problems we face: race, inequality, gender, climate, culture wars, and more. And that can only happen if we treat peace as something more than a distant goal. It has to become something that we do. It has to be a verb, and an active verb at that, something that we literally build. But how do we turn those puffy words into actual stuff that we are inviting you to do? And that's where the second word in our title comes into play. Start is also a verb that brings with it a dose of humility. Neither you nor I can change the world on our own. But we can help build a community of peace builders by doing whatever we can, whoever we are and wherever we are. Solving the problems we deal with every day constructively, treating our adversaries with dignity and respect, talking with our friends and neighbors about alternatives to the status quo, and more. As I'll show you in the videos to come, the impact of our actions can indeed ripple outward. In fact, it is already happening, even if what our friends and neighbors are doing rarely makes it into our daily news feeds. Which brings me to the last 2 meanings of our final word, home. At first, because most of my colleagues and I had focused on other countries around the world, we thought in terms of our home country. But the more we started applying what we had learned in Burundi or Brazil or Bangladesh or Bosnia, to Baltimore or Bozeman or Bakersfield or Birmingham, we realized that we had to start with the other definition of home. Literally the homes we live in, but also our communities, workplaces, houses of worship, athletic fields, and those other places where we humans gather. And that's where I'll start next time. If you already find these ideas appealing, I'd love to talk and explore ways that you could begin your journey around what we call the Peace Building Starts at Home loop. If so, just send me an email.